Hello, welcome to today's video. It's a really fun video that I have planned. I'm going to be showing you how I edit and tweak floor plans that have been drawn by architects or builders or whoever. Basically, we're just going to be nerding out about floor plans and layouts and what makes a good space plan. But first, I feel like I owe you guys a little bit of an apology. In my last video, I said that I would be back to a regular posting schedule, which didn't happen. I couldn't have anticipated that I would be getting this series of opportunities for really cool and exciting design projects. Each one is cooler and more exciting than the last somehow, which is amazing, of course, but I've just been slammed with work. So I'm figuring out how to navigate and manage everything I have going on. And unfortunately, in the past couple months, my YouTube channel has taken a really big hit. But today's video should be really fun. I think it's really satisfying to take a funky, tricky floor plan and make it work nicely. So a lot of the design consultations that you guys book with me are just focused on renovation plans or reviewing plans for a new build that were drawn by an architect, which I love doing. And I think it's so important because as much as we love our architects, a lot of you guys sort of skip over the interior and just don't give it quite enough thought, which is a shame because most people experience buildings from the interior. Most people are usually inside. So I went through some old plans that I've edited in the past and I want to tell you guys about them. So let's start. So first up, this was a 2-bedroom condo and the person living here was really frustrated with the layout and the flow of the living space. I feel like this is a classic builder developer plan that just feels not so thought through and frankly pretty inconsiderate of the people that have to live here. It's pretty easy to see why this is not working. This person really wanted their TV to be on a wall directly in front of their sofa, and they felt like this was the only way to get that without blocking the door to the balcony, which is also the only window in this space. But it's obviously creating this really terrible pinch point right here. And more than that, the layout of this kitchen and dining room and everything, every single space feels like a hallway. Like there's not really a clear center to the living space. Rather, it all feels like circulation, and that just doesn't have to be the case in an apartment this size. It's a pretty small apartment, but it's not that small, right? Also, special mention to this 45-degree wall right here, which I guess is trying to make the dining area and hallway less claustrophobic. You guys know how I feel about 45-degree angles. I almost never like them. So the solution that this person had in mind that they wanted to talk through was relocating the kitchen and dining area to be closer to the balcony, so they would then have a larger space and a better wall for their living room here. Something like this. And this is definitely a big improvement, don't get me wrong, but I think it still feels a bit choppy and a little bit funky. The original kitchen is obviously really small and right on top of the front door, but when I asked them about it, they said that they actually don't mind the kitchen. For the way that they live, it was working fine and didn't bother them at all. What was really bothering them was the dining room, living room flow. So when I heard that, it was pretty clear to me what the best solution here would be. I wonder if you guys can see it already. Because moving a kitchen is pretty serious business and pretty expensive. And to me, the biggest problem here is that the sliding door to the balcony is just not positioned to bring light to the entire living space. So what I recommended was to leave the kitchen where it is and rather relocate the second bedroom here. That leaves us with plenty of room for a very spacious living room with a sofa directly across from a TV library wall like they wanted. And there's plenty of space for a large dining table, exactly where their dining table was before, but with that bedroom wall gone, it will just feel way nicer, way less claustrophobic and squished. And this person was actually planning on using the second bedroom as an office, but they wanted it to be large enough to function as a spare bedroom down the road. So check, this is big enough for that. Isn't this just so satisfying? The fact that we don't even have to touch the wall of the primary bedroom and it's like exactly enough space, I think is so fun. And interestingly, this window was almost the exact same dimension as the sliding glass door to the balcony, but in this position, it will actually allow light from that window to reach all the way to the front door and the kitchen. It's just going to feel so much better. I just love how clean this upgrade was. Okay, before we jump into the other floor plans, I want to take a quick minute to tell you guys about the sponsor of today's video, Rayon, which has become my go-to drafting software and what I used to create all of the plans you're seeing here. This partnership came together really quickly, and I was actually already working on this video about fixing floor plans when Rayon reached out, which almost doesn't sound true, but it is. It felt very meant to be. I use Rayon for all of my design projects because it's such a clean and effortless CAD platform. For those of you that have had a design consultation with me, you'll probably recognize this interface because this is what I use to talk through space plans in real time. What I really love about Rayon is that it's comprehensive and substantial, but easy and approachable at the same time. You can use it to either build complete drawing sets or just sketch quick ideas. It's great for anyone who wants to create, document, or present their work all in one place. Rayon also has this AI panel directly in the drawing space, which is genuinely so cool. You can generate blocks from an image or a text prompt, create 3D axonometric views from your 2D drawings with just one click, render scenes from a viewpoint on your floor plan, as well as many other cool features. It's genuinely so cool. And if you work with a team, Rayon supports real-time collaboration. You can comment, co-edit, and share ideas without the endless email chains, version control issues, or duplicate files, all that messy stuff. Everything updates live and just works really nicely. Basically, Rayon can keep up with your creative process while saving you hours of busy work. So whether you're a design hobbyist who wants to sketch out a few floor plan ideas, or you're running a large architecture firm, or anything in between, I really recommend giving Rayon a try. You can create a free account today by using my link down in the description. And thank you again to Rayon for sponsoring today's video. Okay, back to our plans. Next up, we have plans for a new build drawn by an architect. This is the main level of a pretty large villa. Of course, this plan is not offensive at all at first glance. You can tell that a very skilled and creative architect worked on this, and the house would probably be very beautiful if it was built as is. But there are just a few little problem areas that caught my eye that I think could be way better with a bit more consideration. First of all, some important context. You actually entered this house from the level below, and you come up to this main level either via this staircase or this elevator here. And these stairs back here behind the sort of TV lounge area go up to all the bedrooms. They were also planning a pool on this side of the house and had thoughts of a garden on this side of the house that they would want to be accessible from the pantry, which is super cool. We love that. Also important to note that these sides of the house, while they might not be the most impressive views, it's a pretty big lot, so there is space on either side of the home for some pretty dense greenery between this house and its neighbors. So the first planning issue that I see here that maybe you guys have also already noticed is at the top of the stairs when you first enter. First of all, if somebody leaves this powder room door open, you are greeted first thing by a toilet at the top of the stairs, which is not exactly the loveliest, and in a custom new villa is not a situation we should probably have. The idea for this exterior side door here was for when the kids are using the pool, they would be able to use this bathroom without crossing through the whole house. So I proposed a better solution here to reconfigure this whole area to feel more like a secondary hallway for services and storage. It keeps the powder room much more private, and instead we get a nice wall where we can hang some art, maybe some nice lighting at the top of the stairs to sort of welcome you into this space. I also think having the entrance to this hallway opposite this elevator just feels more right from like an accessibility standpoint. It's a really subtle change, but I think it does a way nicer job of separating these sort of secondary service spaces from the main living area. Now moving on to the dining room, as it's planned, it would definitely be an impressive, beautiful space. But to me, the flow from the stairs into the living space just feels a bit bumpy. It's really quite tight here, and there's a lot of corners from the island and this sort of built-in idea along the stairs. A lot of corners sort of jutting into the circulation flow. So I proposed that we open it up by pulling back the island to align with the rest of the kitchen along that main wall. And rather than having this 60 centimeter deep built-in here, which is the depth of like a proper coat closet, like a big closet, instead I would design something that's around 30 centimeters deep, which is more like the depth of a bookcase. It's much more comfortable for storing items on shelves, and it just won't jut into the space so much. And rather than having it stretch along the full length of the staircase, I think we can use it to sort of imply an edge to the dining room by having it align with this corner here. Then we can center the dining table on this built-in and just combine it with a nice banister leading to the top of the stairs. And then finishing it off with a few windows that relate to the rhythm of the floor plan, and we're left with a much nicer, more airy circulation experience. And continuing right on into the kitchen, I personally feel like this double entry into the back pantry is a pretty big waste of linear kitchen space. So I recommended just extending the kitchen all the way to that wall and having just the one opening to the pantry opposite the garden door. And along with pulling back the kitchen island, I really wanted the plan of the kitchen to relate to this corner here so that everything feels a bit more cohesive. So I recommended that the fridge and tall storage in the kitchen be located here, and that the bar seating area only begins here. So the kitchen cabinetry gets this sort of implied line that lines up with the window wall there. So even though the kitchen does overlap with the dining area in a way, it feels like a logical separation between the two spaces. And part of the idea with locating the sofa area with TV and fireplace here was they wanted the ability to sort of separate a kid zone from an adult zone when they're hosting friends and family. So I suggested considering a sort of concealed pocket door within this built-in on this wall to better divide the spaces when they want to. Along with that, on this end of the home, this narrow window felt a bit randomly placed to me. Instead, I proposed having two large windows placed at either end of this space, sort of punctuating the end of these two circulation paths, the stairwell and then this path along the kitchen island. I think having this window align with one of those new windows over the stairs would be a really nice touch. And finally, just keeping the exterior living space cohesive with the interior living space, I would use hardscaping to sort of align with this built-in wall that's the separation of these two zones inside, right? And then allowing this exterior corner of the house here to be sort of a spatial edge to the outdoor seating and dining areas. I also have a thing about indoor and outdoor dining tables being like right next to each other and just separated by a glass wall. To me, it feels almost too much like a restaurant or something. I don't know how to explain it, but it always just feels a little off to me. So I would locate the dining area here and the living area where they had the dining table drawn. Yeah. Is this satisfying for you guys? Is this fun to watch? I kind of have no idea. Because for me, it's like so fun. But I also feel like maybe not so many of you will even care about this. Oh well. This is what we're doing. I really think these little spatial details are what takes a home's design from good or great to like exceptional and very thought through and well considered. So if you're planning a renovation or a new build, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm a great nitpicker. Okay, I have 2 more plans I want to talk about, but I feel like this video might be getting a bit long. I'm kind of talking a lot. I think I'm gonna do a part 2 to this actually. This is part of being smarter with my time and managing everything. So this might be like a slightly shorter video, but I'm going to save the other plans I want to talk about for another video. It's also getting a little bit late and the sun is setting early here in Copenhagen. Okay, yeah, let me know if this was fun and if you even want a follow-up video of me tweaking and nitpicking floor plans. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and realistically, I will be back posting another video in a few weeks. I'm planning another apartment update for my next video, which is really fun because there's a lot of changes that I'm excited to share with you guys. So yeah, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it, or follow me on Instagram. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.